WesWes, y'all.
Now, man, we're here for this episode to talk about the Penguin.
Yeah.
So we've been watching. We said we're going to watch the whole 8 episodes of the Penguin, and this week was episode 2. So we're going to talk about. We're going to come each week and talk about each episode of the Penguin and just break it down and see where we're at. So yeah, this is the Penguin episode 2, which took 2 weeks to come out. A fortnight. So they missed a week last week. So we watched episode 1, 2 weeks to sort of digest it. Now we're back to episode 2 and on a weekly basis. So yeah, man, your first thoughts for episode 2, Eric? When it finished, what was your first things coming in your head?
And it's just as good as the first episode. They've been keeping up with the tempo. Yeah, start to see more just how Penguin's trying to put his pieces together. Even though the plan didn't work out properly, he still kind of got the result I think he wants. And probably even better. The acting between him and the lady that acts as Sofia, they're pretty good together, right? The acting between the two of them, how they act off each other, it's pretty. I reckon it was better in episode 2 than it was in episode 1. That's what I was getting. But yeah, I really enjoyed episode 2.
Yeah, Kristen Milioti is her name. Is the actress's name? She's really good, eh?
Yeah,
I think at the moment, her and Collin Farrel, every time they're together on screen, it's good, eh? It's electric, eh?
Yeah.
Because man, she's a real good actress, and just because of her facial expressions, she's got the big eyes, and she plays a ex-convict Arkham Asylum. She was a serial killer. Eh?
Yeah,
she was a serial killer.
That's why you see some of the like when they're out and about or when they're having lunches, people know who she is, but it's like, oh, this that psycho.
This is a psycho bitch, eh? But she plays the part real well, eh? Like I think her features in there, eh? Like the big eyes is a big thing for her character.
Yeah,
makes her scary, when it makes her even more. If she's gonna be a psycho, it makes her even more psycho, eh?
Yeah,
there's some scenes where it shows where she could be like just on the edge and about to explode. Eh? She's one of those characters, but you're focused on her. She's real intimidating, and she's real. The aura of her, eh? Like her performance is really good, eh? As a bad guy. I mean, they're all bad guys, but I think her performance is a good contrast to Collin Farrell's performance, eh? As the Penguin.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what you said last episode. How you said, when you watched bits of The Sopranos recently, and you watched the Penguin episode 1, and you saw the similarities between the two characters there, and almost like you were saying that Collin Farrell sort of like studied Sopranos and studied how James Gandolfini was his performance, and sort of put some of that into his own performance as the Penguin there. Because man, he does such a good job that you almost forget that we're watching a Batman villain, right?
Yeah,
we're watching the Penguin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking in this episode, because it didn't feel like a superhero kind of. Wow, that's right. This is the Penguin, one of the villains from Batman. It didn't feel like that.
Nah, it doesn't feel like that at all. And I think they're trying to go hard on this crime narrative, eh?
Yeah.
Like you even forget that this is Gotham City and Batman somewhere at night, and all the shit that goes on, like crime shit at night. Batman doesn't even show up. So
it's
kind of like, it's kind of like, or there's so much crime happening in the city, he can't be 2 places at once, So I think it talks to the universe itself, the Gotham as a city, how big it is.
Yeah,
and that Batman can't be in 2 places at once, and so when crime does happen and gets away with it, Batman must be on the other side of town, like handling something else that's going on, like a bank robbery somewhere else, or something like that. I thought coming into this episode was that, okay, are we still setting things up? Because we haven't really. There's not really a continuation sort of thing happening yet, eh? You know what I mean? Like if you look at episode 1, it's a standalone because there's a beginning and the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of episode 1, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what the next thing is. The next thing will be, because he's already set up the fact that he's got his sort of name out of the suspicions of him being Alberto's murderer. He's won that, right? Because now no one thinks he's the one that did it. He's blamed it on the Maronis, right? So episode 1's gone and there's no continuation. I mean, there's the whole big picture continuation, but nothing to come into episode 2, right? And then episode 2 is the same for me. Episode 2 starts, there's a start, there's a beginning, and there's an end of it. The end of it, we'll talk about it when we talk about the spoilers, but there's a beginning and end, and you could see that whole episode as one standalone storyline, right?
Yeah, true.
So
when I think about it.
So I don't know if we're gonna have that same thing in every single episode, or are we gonna start, or is the series gonna start continuing on the smaller narratives within the story? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a big narrative, because this is about the Penguin before he became the supervillain. So I assume all the Maronis are gonna die, and all the Falcones are gonna die, and Penguin's gonna be the last one left, and he's gonna take over everything. He's gonna be the big boss.
Everybody at the head of the table, right?
Yeah.
He's
gonna be the crime lord of Gotham City at the end of this, hopefully, because he does anyway. But we just don't know how. So
it'll probably be a bit more clearer when we start getting into episode 3. After episode 3, then we'll see from there if we'll be standalone or just continuously going with the same narrative.
Have you got any thoughts on the storyline so far?
Not really. It's not that complex. The audience can kind of figure it out. But what makes it really good is just the acting again. They got a good array of actors, and it's just like, man, I believe this is a mafia family. Way better than the Tulsa King, bro. Straight up. Like, far out. Like, these are real crime syndicates, and they're trying to organize themselves to get in a better position at the moment because of what the Riddler did. So it's like, shit, everybody's just trying to grab a piece.
I think for me, like, if I judge the series out of the 2 episodes, I think you've got me just because it's a Batman. It's in the Batman universe.
Yeah.
Even though I did not watch Gotham when it came, I didn't watch it for some reason.
Yeah.
But this one to me, but this one to me is a bit more serious, and I love the tone of the Matt Reeves Batman.
Yeah.
I love how it's dark, and I love how you see more of the underground. In that latest Batman film, and this is just an extension of it. I love the fact that it takes crime seriously more in this one. It's not really cartoonish, but because we mentioned this before, it's a serious crime. It's trying to be a serious crime drama in the fantasy world.
Yeah.
So it's got you can't escape the fantasy part.
No, you can't.
But you can try to cover it up with the seriousness around these characters, like the Falcones and the Penguin. They make the Penguin more human, trying to be like a bum boy trying to make his way up the ranks. But now the stakes are higher because now he's on a mission to take over, or to hide things, or to make sure he doesn't get in trouble because he fucked up when he killed Alberto in the first episode. Now he's covering up, but more than covering up, that he's now on a mission to be the man, right?
Yeah.
So now he's playing both. So he's like a double agent now.
He's a double agent for everybody.
Yeah, that's right. So even though everybody thinks he's just a bum boy and just a low-level guy and not wants to be taken seriously, he is taking it seriously, and he's doing a good job of playing that kind of inside man. This episode is called Inside Man, and he's playing that real well when it comes to what he's trying to do.
Yeah, because I remember in the first episode, Oswald, the character, was talking about how sometimes you gotta bow down a little, and then just to get things going. And yeah, the character's doing it really well. Like he always caters to their needs, and that so much so that they don't even notice him. They're like, "Oh, there's that piece of shit Oswald again."
Yeah.
So even the bodyguards in it like don't really treat him with that much respect. But he's definitely working the ranks. It's like holy shit, pitting everybody against each other. So yeah.
Okay, guys. We're just gonna go into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the series and you don't want to hear any spoilers, you can stop now and go watch episode 2 and come back and listen to us. We're gonna break down episode 2, and here's the spoilers. I'm gonna do a synopsis, and yeah. So episode 2, it's called Inside Man, directed by Craig Zobel and written by Erica L. Johnson. Although pissed off that Oz framed him, Maroni agrees to be his partner and steal the Falcone drop shipment. Meanwhile, Luca, who is Carmine Falcone's brother, takes over as head of the family. Oz's mum, Frances, is suffering from dementia, while Sofia suffers PTSD from the death of her brother. Sofia starts to reckon there is a mole inside the family. After Alberto's funeral, Sofia bribes a retired cop to look into the drop heist. He kidnaps Irvad, one of Maroni's men. Maroni's wife gets Oz to rescue Irvad before he talks. Oz's plan is to get Victor to plant evidence to frame Johnny Viti, the underboss, for Alberto's murder, but Victor is nearly caught and fails his mission. Oz kills Irvad with a knife and frames Sofia's bodyguard Castillo. Luca kills Castillo. Luca tells Sofia to take a holiday, effectively kicking her out of the family business. Oz makes Victor dig the grave for Castillo and Irvad and threatens to kill him if he fails again. Oz and Sofia meet, and Sofia tells Oz to team up so she can take control of the Falcone family. That was your synopsis for episode 2. Right, man. So we open this episode with a dream sequence, eh? So Sofia's having a dream, and she dreams that her brother has seen her in Arkham, and someone turns up behind them and shoots him in the back, and she wakes up and she screams, and she's at her therapist. She's at the therapist, and the way he sort of grabs her and calms her down, bit of a rapist, do you?
I was like, ew, gross.
Yeah.
I don't know, therapists are supposed to be holding their patients like that. But yeah. Oh, it's good to see Theo Rossi on there, on the list. On the cast, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, he's an interesting character actor. Eh? I liked him on. He was on that movie with Audrey Plaza. I forgot the name of it. She was like a courier, and he was like the guy that was taking the jobs and that. I forgot the name. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, this episode sets the tone on what's it about, because when we open up with Sofia, this is sort of her episode, eh? Yeah. Really, because we get into her, we get bits about her history, eh, in this episode.
Yeah,
and like you said, like we hear it from the radio station how she was named the Hangman. That was her name. She's a serial killer. She killed. They found bodies of 7 of her victims, all women.
Yeah, that's the worst part. They all know about her crimes and what she's been in prison for, and then again she's out amongst the public. So it's just like, holy shit, she's a murderer of 7 killings, and she's walking around. I was like, oh damn, that's pretty freaky shit. So I would be like, if I saw someone like I've heard about on the radio in person, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want to be in the same place. And it shows her side of the story of that too.
Yeah, so I just want to touch on her character, just for a moment, because it's like I said, like a lot is revealed about her character and her history. We get a lot of insight into what she's going through, and I think with the dreams and that, like she is crazy, eh? But at the same time, I feel like she can control it somehow. I think it sounds like she can be that sort of take charge, organized person that can sort of control a mafia family, eh? Like she's got her uncle now. Her uncle now has come out of the blues and taken over himself.
Yeah,
And so, but she's shown that she can sort of lead, right? She's shown she sort of can lead. But I'm just thinking if her sort of mental health sort of is a detriment to what she could be if she wants to be the boss of the family. You know what I mean?
yeah, because she has those tensions of if somebody pisses her off, it looks like she just goes off the deep end and kills them straight away.
Mm.
Like she doesn't have any kind of emotional connection to that. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why she can't. She can never be the boss because just that. I mean, if I was one of her bodyguards, I'd be a bit worried. Like if I fucked up, giving her the wrong coffee, what's to stop her from shooting me in the head? Kind of styles. So it's like shit.
And
Don't want to lose cannon like that.
you don't want that for a boss, eh?
Nah, and I don't think you need that as a mafia boss either. It's just
Yeah.
no, cooler heads are better than hot heads.
Because there's that scene at the funeral when she's approached by her cousin and her cousin's daughter.
Yeah, that was.
And the cousin was like, I think her name's Carla. The cousin was like, "Oh, hi, trying to be nice. How are you? Remember we used to go to Italy and hang out with those Italian boys?" But what triggered Sofia was that how she you must be what's your name to the daughter, eh? And then just ever so subtly, Carla held on to the daughter, held on to her tidy, and sort of offended Sofia, eh?
Fuck yeah, that was like a backstab, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, like even my own cousin doesn't trust me.
Yeah.
Thinks I'm crazy, because that's what you do, eh? When if you know someone's crazy, you go up to them and you talk to them like be nice to them, like small talk. But really, it's just all show because it's all show because now the daughter's there and she got found out because she was holding the daughter tight, like, hey, when Sophia went to touch her or went to say hi.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can tell Sophia was upset about that. She's oh fuck, even my own family's like, and she went to touch her hair, and
yeah,
and then
I enjoyed that scene, the chemistry between the two actors and the little girl. That was so cool. I was like cracking up through the whole thing because I knew she heard what it was about.
So I think what the show's trying to do is trying to make us feel kind of sorry for Sophia, eh?
Yeah, I think this episode tried to make her look more human in a way, with her past and what she's going through.
Yeah, but even though she is crazy and has done all those things, like, yeah, you're right. Show a bit of human. Well, she did. Well, like we understand why she reacted that way.
Yeah,
and we saw the fake ass, her cousin, her fake ass cousin. Because we were fooled, man. We were like, she was real nice to her until she held her daughter tight, and then it was that shit. So I think that scene was just to get us a little bit on Sophia's side of it. Like it's a give or take sort of thing when you relate to a character, right? So we had to have that scene just for us to get a little bit of relation to Sophia's character and probably make us feel sorry for her or whatever, but make us understand that she is on her own in this. Her family's against her.
Yeah.
And we'll see at the end of the series, at the end of this episode, that she actually says, "Oh fuck it, fuck these guys. These guys don't respect me at all. Like I don't care if it's my uncle. I don't care. I wanna rip some shit up.
Yeah, but you see that you see the crime. Like Luca, the newfound boss, doesn't want her to have anything to do with the business, pretty much. So he's trying to say to her nicely to fuck off.
Yeah,
and
because
she's gotten the message big time.
Because I think to them, being a serial killer or being convicted as a serial killer and going into mental hospital, any sort of mental hospital thing, any sort of crazy thing, and you've got $1 million empire, and there's money at stake, and you make the wrong decisions, and you'll die or you fail or you lose money. Like they can't trust a serial killer. Like with someone like Sophia having that sort of history, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
no one's gonna trust anyone like that.
But in for example, in Sopranos, how Tony telling had look, like he wouldn't even tell his crew that he was going to see a mentalist. So maybe it's kind of a mafia family type thing too. Like you can't be seen as a crazy person. It's just not good for family business. Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I think because it's all like out there, that's the reputation Sophia has. So she's not been taken seriously. She's been taken like someone to take care of. You know what I mean? Like she's crazy, so we better watch out. Better be nice to her. Look after her, take care of her, and all that kind of stuff.
Take her on holidays.
Don't let her have any responsibility at all. You know. So I think that's what makes Sophia's character interesting, because now, as audience, we've shown that dynamic between her and her family, and that little scene with her cousin and the kid. Even more, that scene even more made us believe, oh man, she's got it tough. Like, hope she can, get over a few things. Like just a little bit of sort of empathy for her, for her character.
Yeah.
And I think this is good for the whole storyline, because if she dies at the end of it, we're gonna be like, oh shit,
pretty sad.
We're gonna be pretty sad, or we'll see how it goes. But my guess is that she's gonna make it to the top, and then Penguin's gonna betray her at the end. I think she'll be the last person Penguin needs to get rid of for him to be on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what the audience sees with the character Sophia at the moment is also what the character Penguin sees as well, and he's trying to take advantage of that in this episode. I think he gets a hint of that, and he knows where this is heading, and he's trying to say, okay, if I can ally with Sophia, there'll be a big opportunity for him and her to work against the Falcone family. So I think he's really getting the sense of okay, that they're trying to take her out, like just put her to one side, and he knows that she's hungry for more. So yeah, I'm sure he's gonna try and manipulate that. So it's kind of cool that what the audience sees. I think the character Penguin sees it as well.
So I guess it's because at the end, when she teams up with the Penguin, and now we know where she stands. Now we know that what she wants to do.
Yeah, like 100%. The audience knows now.
It's gonna be like tough for Penguin now, because now he has to go along with what Sophia says.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's the traitor. He's the inside guy. He's the guy that's on Maroni's side too. So he's gonna. I think the stakes are getting higher now. It's gonna be tough for him to try juggle, because the Penguin, like, so far, he's been this conniving, scheming, like fake, like guy on a mission. He's confident. He's I think any hurdle that comes his way, he overcomes pretty quickly. He's pretty smart, because he can like take a situation and turn it around. If things are looking down, he's sort of like going with the flow. He's going with the flow, and he's winning because he's able to manipulate last minute, do some last minute thinking. The way he got out of the framing, because he had this plan to frame VD, right?
Yeah, well, he had all the materials for it already.
Yeah.
What was it? Carmine's wife that he was banging?
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
But the plan fell to shit when Victor couldn't plant the jewels in the cup.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. He had to think of something else on the spot, and he did it. Right? He had to kill Irva with the knife. But the one thing that really sort of told me, like, this guy's the man, was when he started an argument with Vidi.
Yeah.
And had that little scuffle, but put the knife in Castillo's pocket, because it would be too obvious if you put the knife in Vidi's pocket.
It's funny you should say that, because I was watching the Penguin with my parents, and we were saying, and me and my brother were discussing, man, he's trying to frame Vidi, and so my parents had that in their head. But then when it was Costello that that he ended up framed with the knife, and my friends were going, "Why did he, do the bodyguard?" And I was saying, "Because it's too obvious. If they picked the knife up for Vidi, they would have picked it up. The Vidi was framed for it.
Yeah.
But if it was Costello, then that was more believable than anything else. 100% that was more believable because Sofia was just like, no, fuck, give me the gun. Hurry up and give me the gun. And it's just like screaming for the gun. These guys are like trying to argue, trying to figure it out.
That's why the jewels were the key.
Yeah.
Because the knife is not enough. You have to have something else. And the jewels was that something else. But the fact is, Victor couldn't do it. He couldn't put the jewels in Vidi's car.
Yeah.
So they couldn't go
That's
with
what
that plan.
Yeah. But it was good that, it was so good. That was so awesome.
But that's what I mean. He thought of it last minute because he had to change. He had to adapt. He's a giraffe.
Yeah.
He had to adapt.
It was funny. It was funny when Victor told him he fucked up, and he's like, "Shit, already trying to plot something else." He is the man, though.
But I'm wondering. I hope the show doesn't always do this, because it's like, come on, man. He's like a MacGyver. He'll get out of anything, like with his talking and his, you know what I mean? Like every time MacGyver was trapped somewhere, he'll find a stone on the ground and a stick and put it together and make a gun out of it and shoot his way out of the room, whatever he's stuck in. Like I hope it's not one of those ones where every time he gets in the jam, he talks his way out of it or manipulates his way out of it every single time. Like there's gotta be some give or take there. But I guess that's
Sofia mentions it.
But I guess that's a superpower.
His gift of gab.
Yeah, and his scheming and all that, trying to get other stuff. Yeah, so there was that moment after the scene where Sofia has a dream and with her psychiatrist. Penguin's at the prison talking to Maroni again. And he convinces Maroni to just go with it. Just to go if he's the one that killed Alberto.
Yeah, they already knew anyway too. But they looked when they had that discussion, because you can see Maroni with the other heads of the family, of their crime family.
Yeah.
And they're discussing the whole thing, how they're blaming Oswald for all the between the Carmines and between the two crime families, the Falcones and the Carmines.
Yeah. But that how Penguin was talking to Maroni in that scene, he's got his leather jacket on.
Yeah.
That was the moment I saw James Gandolfini. That was when I saw Sopranos, man. The way he was the way he was talking, the way he was dressed.
Yeah.
And just the look about him. He's a big dude. His hair's thinning out, just like James Gandolfini, similar.
That's why I think that James Gandolfini's character was a big inspiration to this Penguin.
Yeah.
My guess is.
Yeah. But it's kind of weird because when you look at Maroni and his men, they look like Middle Eastern. They look like Arabs.
Yeah. Yes, you're right about that.
And when you look at the Falcones, they're more like Italian, traditional Italian, except for Vidi looks American. But that's the sort of like fantasy we're in.
Yeah.
Right? Because when Maroni introduces. At the beginning, when Maroni introduces Penguin to one of his men, he says he's one of my couples. That's Italian thing, and to use that reference when your men look like Arabs, it's not. It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real to me. Yeah, it doesn't seem real to me, even though it doesn't look real, but the acting is real. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not too concerned with nationalities, I guess.
Yeah, true that. Because I was thinking that when one of the Maroni heads of the family was a female, that Nadia, how she wanted her man back.
Is that his wife?
Oh, is that his wife? Oh, I didn't recognize. No, didn't know. Is
that his wife? I don't know. I assume so.
And she was pushing.
It said wife in the synopsis.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's just pushing for Penguin to get that guy back, but he ends up killing him. Yeah, see, that was another last minute decision he had to make too, eh? He was gonna try to break him out, but then because Victor fucked up, he had to kill him.
Yeah, that's right. And what about Victor too? Because we didn't see him much, but it looks like there's things going on in his life. Eh? I think his family got killed by the Riddler, eh? And those bombs.
Yeah, I think the flood took up.
Or the
It took
flood.
on a lot. His family, yeah. Because
Mm.
even like everybody that talks about where he comes from, they know that it took some of the worst damage there. So yeah, he's probably definitely lost some of his family. Man, that scene with him and Victor, with the Penguin and Victor at the grave, that surprised me about the Penguin. I was like, holy shit! I actually thought he was gonna like really kill him that time. I was like, damn, this guy's like no holds bar.
Well,
Like, I was
he
quite
should have. I think if he was going to kill him, he should have done it in episode 1 when he was at the car.
yeah.
You know, but I think he was also want to teach him a lesson too. Like
Yeah,
he failed his mission, but maybe if he had that little drive, that little, no matter what, you gotta complete the mission. Maybe he could have found a way to come back and do it, or I don't know what you could do in that situation, because he actually got in the car, and the bodyguard came and grabbed him. Then the other
yeah,
bodyguards chased after him, so he couldn't really do much. What can you do though? What can you do?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I was just like really thinking with the Penguin character. I thought he was actually gonna kill him. I didn't see any way for Victor to get up, but he gave him another chance. I was like, true, you gotta remember who this character is, eh? Even though he does have a bit of humanity in him, but man, he's still gangster, straight up.
Yeah. So this episode had 2 action scenes. The first one was when the Maronis took the drugs. That was a pretty cool scene, eh? Like they were in the car, the convoy. Penguin was in the
Yeah,
truck and 2 cars on either side, or back and front. And the Maronis come alongside and just machine gun the side of the car, and just like how the Penguin does, he realizes there wasn't a plan for him to be in the truck, so
yeah,
he has to avoid getting killed, and he does it by using that joke. I think the guy driving the van, he sounds a joke, and it was a think joke. And then when Penguin noticed the car coming up alongside, he has to do something. He goes at the back, so he says his own joke just to get himself at the back.
yeah,
And when the fire happens, he actually machine guns his own man. Those 2 guys at the back.
yeah.
So yeah, he's quick. He's quick on his feet. He's quick to try and get out of situations. But it's funny because he opens the back door and the Maroni guy comes in. The driver, I think his name is Ray. He's still alive, and he says, "You traitor!"
Yeah.
So he has to,
Popping.
yeah, and he shoots the other guy, but then they shoot him back and he dies. So he's safe there, knowing that he needs an excuse, right? He needs to show that he's not in on it,
Yeah,
because it'll look weird if he's the only one survivor in that truck.
I don't.
So he does it. He does it by walking over to Castillo, shouts Castillo's name. As the audience watching, you think he's going to shoot Castillo, but he doesn't. He shoots the Maroni guy that's about to shoot Castillo to show Castillo that he's saved his life and he's not part of it. It's really, it's so planned out real well. He just knows how to get out of stuff.
Yeah. This just it shows a lot of that with the Penguin character. And he gets really manipulative.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
right.
you said, he knows how to get out of shit.
The other thing I noticed is that his mum is a secret to everybody.
Yeah, it's only Victor that knows, eh?
It's only Victor that knows. So
that's a big thing.
That's a big that is a big thing.
So like that's probably his only weakness is his mum. There's a bit of it shone a bit of light on his family too, eh? With his it looks like his brothers passed on.
Passed on, yeah. And that was a conversation he has with Sofia at the funeral.
Yeah.
And that's a good scene, because that's another scene where we can sort of look into the insight of Sofia because, up until that point, Sofia's been like treating him like shit, right?
Yeah.
And she's at a moment of weakness when she's at the funeral. She's thinking about her brother. Oz is there, and Oz tells her a story of when his brothers died and how his mum handled it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Oz mentions that her mum just got up one day and said, "Let's go out," and they went out and they went dancing. Right. Sofia turns to Oz and says, what was the moment why she got out of it? So she's interested because he's telling the story because he can sort of see what she's going through, and he's telling a relatable story so she can be interested in it.
Yeah.
And she is. So she took the bait, hook, line, and sinker when she turned and said, "Oh, so how did your mom get out of it?" And she's, "Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe because of me. Maybe it's not. It's like, so he's got her at that moment.
Yeah. He knows too.
He knows too. But the other thing he says, what we know, he keeps his mum a secret. When he mentions to Sofia, "Yeah, mum passed like a few years ago."
Yeah.
So it's like, shit. That guy's got a script written down for everything, man.
Oh no, bro. If Sophia found out about the mom, then she'll definitely be back at, be suspicious again.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
So man, this series is pretty well written, eh? They've got all bases covered. They exactly know who Penguin is as a character, or what his mission is, or what his goals are.
Yeah.
Because his mum is definitely his weakest. His mum, he tells his mum everything, right? He tells his mum everything.
That was crazy when he told her how he shot Alberto.
Yeah.
Because I shot him. And she goes, "Oh, you're meant to do this." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, "Holy shit!" Just tell your mom straight. You can't even tell anybody else the truth.
Yeah, so that was good. It was a good episode.
Mad episode, bro. Straight up, I enjoyed it a lot.
Have you got any predictions for episode 3?
I'm hoping it'll be better than episode 2. Well, because Sofia and the Penguin, now they're working together. Shit, anything could happen, I guess. They'll still probably be conspiring to take down the Falcones because Penguin's trying to take down the Falcones and the Carmine family, right? But Sofia, the Maroni, sorry, but Sofia's only focusing on the Falcones because she doesn't know Penguin's other plot.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, okay.
So yeah, you got to look at the players. So Costello, he's out the way now. So maybe Sofia makes the Penguin her number 2, right?
Yeah, bodyguard.
So he's moving up. He's moving up anyway. So, but as well as trying to helping Sofia take down the Falcones, he's got to watch out for Maroni as well, because Maroni knows he's the traitor, right?
Yeah.
And what Maroni's going to get out of it is inside man. So they can't really tell on him because they need him as an inside man.
Yeah.
So now he's got to play 3 people now. He's got to play Sofia. He's got to make sure they don't get caught with the Falcones, and he's playing Maroni's at the same time. So yeah, stakes are getting higher.
Oh, does Luca and Vidi still acknowledge him? No way.
No.
Johnny and Luca?
No.
Yeah, they don't see him as part of the Falcone family. Shit. Okay. It's interesting to see his is it Eve, the hooker?
Yeah.
The prostitute partner or friend, his alibi.
His alibi. So I reckon that's gonna be another bit of weakness too. I think there'll be like hostage somewhere along the line, or maybe she'll die or something. But yeah, it looks like every episode that goes by is gonna be more dangerous for Oz.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had to, and like to show his loyalties. I reckon he'll put her under the bus. I can see the Penguin doing that. I can see him putting Eve under the bus for if he had to prove his loyalty to Sofia or to anyone of the crime family.
Yeah.
I can see him put it under the bus.
So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Have you got any last words for the episode?
No, I think it's a solid episode. It'd be good. It's good to see. It's a good show, man. Real good show.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the next one. It's been pretty good to have Mondays exciting again.
Yeah,
Because before I was coming home on Monday to watch House of Dragon, now it's coming home to watch The Penguin, which is cool.
It's a good show for the TV
that's right.
series.
So 6 more episodes to go. Yeah, episode 3 on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, hold on.
Sweet. That's us for another episode.
Sweet, bro.
We'll be back next week for episode 3. Unless we watch a movie, then we can do a review on it.
Yeah, true. But might have to try and check out their substance. You talk about that shit.
Oh, the Joker starts tomorrow.
Oh, true.
Is that us?
Yeah, sounds good.
Joker. Yeah, that'll be a good one to talk about too.
Hold on.
Speaking about the Penguin, the Joker is out tomorrow.
No,
2 villains. Oh man, I was
right.
anticipating to watch Megalopolis, but I heard it bombed big time.
Oh, true.
Only made $4 million in the first weekend.
What?
$120 million movie.
Damn, it only makes $4 million.
Yeah,
shocking. All right.
See you, bro.
See you, man.
We'll catch up next episode.
Yeah, most definitely.